there's one thing that women are doing today that can be detrimental to breast health. On today's very special episode of the Wellness Champion podcast, we'll be talking about breast health, and we'll be having a very special guest with us, Tamica London. And Nikilette is going to be speaking with Tamica about what you can do for your breast health.
Welcome to the Wellness Champion podcast, sponsored by Healthy Transformation Nation. We believe that your health and wellness is determined by your own self-care more than anything else. Join us for each episode when we discover and uncover the keys to self-care in today's complex culture. We enjoy helping others discover the best ways to be well. We'll be visiting the basics for self-care and ongoing wellness that enables you to not only survive, but to thrive. Wellness Champion Podcast.
So I was researching about breast health because breast health is something that's important in every woman's life, from basically preteen at this point, some of us even before preteen, up until when we're going to transition. So this is a very, very important topic in a woman's life. And I was looking up breast health, and there wasn't a lot on breast health, but what I did find that there is a breast health day. And this year it's October 15th. And awareness is good. And it's great that we bring attention to breast health once a year. But breast health is something that women need to be paying attention to on a daily basis. And the decisions that we make every single day affect our wellness. And that's what the things that we eat, how we think, and even the things that we wear that can impact our health and wellness, whether we realize it or not. And women in the US have been trained to wear a bra at all times in public, especially when I was growing up. That was definitely something that you just don't go out unless you have a bra on. And then some women believe that if you wear one to bed, it's better support and overall wellness of the breasts. And I do know people that have done that. I personally can't handle the restraint, so I don't do that. But women in the US also have a constant pressure to look and dress a certain way, and it has nothing to do with wellness. It's mostly vanity, in my opinion. And I know for myself, that was definitely something that I really looked at is, how do I look? How do I look? I want to make sure I look perfect. However, the concern for women's breast health is the topic of conversation today. And we can do that, and that will assist us on a daily basis. This conversation is to bring awareness how to daily achieve health results we definitely want when we're talking about our breasts and our overall wellness, and while elevating our bodies to be in a comfortable and natural state. So those are the things that we're going to be talking about today. And today I have brought in an amazing, amazing woman. Her name is Tamica London, and she's going to discuss a little bit of breast health with us, and a solution that has transformed her life and her breast health tremendously. And because of what she has done in her world, it's also impacted mine as well. So I'd love to welcome Tamica London. So great to have you here, Tamica.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
So talk to me a little bit about breast health. What's going on for you? Because, this is something has transformed your life tremendously regarding breast health. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, let me give you a little background about myself. So I'm a very heavy-chested lady. When I first was looking for a solution, and I'll tell you what I mean by solution here in a minute, I was probably an I or J cup. All right. So they were heavy, hard to hold up, hard to keep in place. So I was conditioned, as you said, to wear wire, heavy, lots of material, lots of clasp bras.
Yes.
All right. So I couldn't go into a department store and buy a bra because they never had them big enough, because actually I was small in my band waist, as in the part that touches your skin, your chest area.
Like in here, in this area?
Yes. And then I was, bigger in the cups. And most we'll say bra makers out there, they think if you're big in the cups and you're big in the band part too. by your chest. And I was like, nothing ever fit. So I had to go to specialty shops. So my specialty shop closed. And I'm in a suburban area, and I couldn't find another specialty shop unless I traveled an hour and a half to a bigger city. So
I have a question, Tamica, in regards to that. So you're in a situation where you're a beautifully big busted woman. You have a smaller area around here.
Yes.
And so you had to go to the specialty shop. So obviously the cost for you must have been a lot more than the average being able to go to like Walmart or, even Victoria's Secrets or something like that.
Yeah, we all know what the secret is. The secret is it only fits teenagers, if that. You're right. The minimum that I would ever spend would be $55 per bra. That was the minimum. Most of them are about $80.
Wow.
And, we thought we were buying health and support and, the best for our bra. I thought I was doing the best.
Well, it's a specialty shop. That makes sense. You're in a specialty shop specifically for this. It makes sense that you think I'm doing the best I can for my body and my breast health.
Yes.
Makes complete sense.
Yes. So when they're heavier, or even sometimes when they're lighter and you're a smaller band, getting that support that you need so they don't lay on your stomach is important to you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So I was looking, and let me tell you, when I would buy these specialty bras, I would have to break them in. And when I say break them in, that means if I didn't want too much pain, I would have to wear a couple tank tops and then put the bra on top of the tank tops so that they wouldn't dig into me and cause me major pain while I was breaking them in to fit to my body. Because, when you buy bras, they don't fit to your body. You have to fit to them.
Right.
So that underwire, that would dig into me. I would have marks underneath, marks on the side, the shoulders. Oh, I still have indents that I'm recovering from the straps digging into me to hold them up. And
now, I have a question. Sorry to interrupt. So you were talking about the wires, and had they ever broken through? Did you ever get impaled by one?
I won't say that I got impaled. I never needed stitches like I know some people have. But they stick, they poke, they pop out, and they hurt. How many times have we run into the restroom to pull that wire out or try to tape them back in?
Me too.
So you can make it through the day. Oh, those underwear. And we thought they were so necessary to hold us up, but they tricked us. Those underwires don't hold us up, or else what I found wouldn't work. The underwires are there just to keep the bra together, really.
Well, it's interesting that you're bringing that up, because you would think that breast health we're talking about is so important. You would think that, like you talked about, there's a wire in there, that there must be some real purpose for that. So the purpose is, to, like you said, to hold you up, and it isn't. It's just to support the structure of the garment itself. Yes. It has nothing to do with your support physically. So correct. What does that wire, because I've been impaled by one too, not needing stitches, thankfully, but I've been poked and prodded quite a few times by those wires. So what does the wire do other than just support the garment part of it? What does it do to like us?
I don't know if you're familiar, but we all have a lymphatic system. All right. Mm-hmm. And then what that lymphatic system is, it circulates everything through our body so that it can release the toxins out, gets that circulating through our body. And then the wires, the hard wires, they constrict that circulation, that flow. So anything that constricts that circulation is not good. And those toxins end up pooling in your body because that lymph fluid is not able to get through your system. So the bra wires, that constriction and that force in there is not healthy for your body. Believe it or not, a little bit of bounce is natural and it's good for you.
Exactly. I know, I don't know if you're familiar with that song back in the old days, bounce your boobies and get in the swing. And it's really a very true statement, because that's what women need to do. They need to have, like you said, a little bit of bounce, so that way that lymph can move through. And being somebody that went through breast cancer, I had lymph that the lymph nodes, they had to remove them because they had to check to see was there cancer in the lymph nodes. Thankfully, there wasn't, but I had caught it very early, and it was a very aggressive type of breast cancer. And I had been wearing bras since I was 10 because I developed very, very young. And so for me at 39, I'd been wearing them for 29 years at that point. That's a long time.
Very long time.
And then being diagnosed with breast cancer. And even after being diagnosed with it, going through chemotherapy, going through all of the treatments and, you know, the radiation and everything, not once was breast health brought up to me. Not once was lifestyle brought up to me. Not once were the wires in my garment brought up to me. And I find that staggering. I find it shocking and quite disturbing, to be honest, because if I continued down the road I was going, I could have been back in a relapse just by the things that I was eating and wearing and my overall wellness lifestyle, the way I would even thinking. So if I don't have this mindset after going through something like that of where to go and how to make it better, I could go right back into that again and think, I'm going to get cancer again. And that's a choice that I make or don't make, guaranteed, you know, that's up to me. But still, the actual garments, there was no direction. I never received any direction on that. And I found this book. This book is called Dress to Kill. And this book is the link between breast cancer and bras. It's a very controversial book. And I read this book and was flabbergasted by the stats. I'm not going to get into everything. Please take your, go read the book. We'll post it in the link so you can go get that. But reading what the differences are between not wearing a bra to wearing a bra, and the differences in the breast cancer rates just in that. Right. So in this state, this country, we do wear garments. That's definitely something that we do. So I would love to, you talked about a solution, and I would love to hear your solution for everyone that's listening, because for me, I didn't have a solution after breast cancer. I had nothing. So I'd love to hear what you have to share on that.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, we have a solution, whether you've had breast cancer or not. It's best to start early. Let's get our girls into the solution. Let's not have them start with these contraptions that we call bras. What I found was a wireless, supportive, lifting solution to hold our breasts in place and allow free movement without being out of control. And the solution is called Ruby Ribbon, RUBY RIBBON. That's the name of these products. They are wire-free bra replacements, all right? The true bra replacement we have is called a demiette. So that means it supports just the girls and the upper half of your back. But we also have another garment called a cami, all right? Short for camisole, but it's a cami. And it also supports your back and your stomach area, gives you a little bit of compression if you want it, to smooth you out so you look better and more natural in your clothes. So this solution there, we have different types, but the lift and the support is by the construction of the garment, not by the wires. So that's what tells me in the first place that you don't have to have a wire, because if these babies can hold up an H cup, you don't have to have a wire. Right. All right. So they're wireless. You don't have to clasp them in the back. So you don't have to be twisting them around to get them on and pull up. And they're just so comfortable. So after spending, I'm 50 some years. So that's how long I had been wearing bras. I was a little later. I wasn't probably until mid-teens before I needed them, but I grew quickly. So, I had to go straight to the wire bras, and that's all I knew for that many years. We've got to get the word out. I didn't know that I was potentially causing damage to my body by doing what everybody does.
Right. I mean, that's the thing, that's what we've been trained. We've been trained and taught, like, you got to wear a bra. You have, this is the solution. And what I love with Ruby Ribbon and you bringing this solution to us is that it gives us the choice. It empowers us as women to put something on our body that isn't going to have the consequences that a regular wire bra does have, which is a lot of heat conduction. And we've seen thermal scans of this before. You've shown them to me before, where there's thermal scans done. Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Well, remember how we were talking about the constriction of the bras, and it pulls those toxins in. Regular mammograms can't find that. All right. But if you get a thermal mammogram, it's more heat centric. So it's looking for the heat pockets in your body, because that indicates that it's fighting something or it's pushing through something. So it gets to those heat pockets, and you can get a more accurate reading than just a regular mammogram. So I would recommend those in addition or in place of, if you have that option. Because we get so scared from a mammogram, and they're like, oh, we're going to have to do another one because there's something that, is brought to our attention, and we want to look at to a little bit deeper. So we have to go through that agonizing trauma just to find out, oh, nothing was wrong, or, it was just a clogged milk duct, or, it's terrifying.
It can be. I agree with that, because I actually had breast cancer in 2009, and I have to go for, annual checkups, and then like, oh, we see something on your left breast. I had the cancer on the right, and I know what it is. It's a cyst, and I know that's what it is. And it's interesting where we're talking about our breast wellness, but it's also in our mind, like you're talking about. It can really scare you and get you thinking that something else is going to happen. And I can honestly say, since I've been using Ruby Ribbon and changing my lifestyle physically, the way I eat and the way I move my body and my mindset, that I don't have that concern anymore. I know that what I'm putting on my body with the product is taking care of the physical part of it, is of my breasts. Me eating and the way that I eat, I know is taking care of all the internal stuff. So everything's working perfectly and wonderfully. But it's also my mindset and knowing that, you know what, I don't ascribe to that any longer. That is not a part of my life anymore. It's something that I did go through, but the way I'm living my life now is definitely propelling me in the complete opposite direction of having to go through breast cancer again. And I made a decision after I went through it the first time, I wasn't going to go through it again. And finding this solution was such a caveat to my life, because I see women today that they have actual marks underneath their breasts permanently from those wires and that heat conduction. And that breaks my heart. That really breaks my heart.
I'm one of them. Yes.
You are. You went through it too.
It would dig into me so bad. Like underneath my breast, it's still dark and black from where those wires rubbed and rubbed and rubbed. I still have indents in my shoulders that are healing. I think they're healing because I think they're getting better from the stress of having to hold the girls up and depending on just the straps, really. Because that underwire, remember, did nothing, but we didn't realize that at the time. And believe it or not, your breasts get lazy if you don't work them. Just like any muscle or piece of fat tissue, you have to work it. So when you put those wires on you, you're just relying, they're just sitting there. They're not moving, they're not bouncing. So you're decreasing that the lymphatic system, and your system's not working as it should, as well as it could. So, right? So, getting rid of wires is one of the most important things that you can do. And with Ruby Ribbon, you will have comfort. To me, I didn't believe that was possible. Comfort. That I can forget that I'm wearing a bra. I don't come home or get in the car. How many of us have gotten in the car and was like, I can't take this anymore. Undoing it and throwing it across the car, right? That's not the first thing I think about anymore. I forget that I'm wearing it. That's how comfortable they are. And I'm lifted and I'm supported. And you don't have to have big girls to wear these. You can have, we have ladies that rock the flat. All right. Those that have been through breast cancer and they've decided to remove their breasts.
Right.
It works for every woman, small, medium, large, it does not matter. Ruby Ribbon has a solution for you. So I encourage everyone to look that up and give them a try.
Well, we're going to definitely post in the link to get in contact with you, to get a consult with you, because this is not just something that you just go to the website and you buy. This is actually a consultation because
Yes.
you're unique. You're unique in your
Yes.
measurements, and what you're going to normally go by in the quote unquote bra world. It's a little different with Ruby Ribbon, because that's the experience that I had, is actually getting down to sizing myself. I was like, oh, this is different. This is amazing. And
But
having that care and that thoughtfulness go into something that is worn every day, but like you said, the comfort that you've received from it, and then also the healing of your shoulders. And what does it do for your back? I know what it's done for my back, but I'm curious what it's done for you as far as your posture and your back.
do you know, with bras, we get lazy, all right? Because there's no support from the bra. It's just a thin band or thick, but not supportive. So
Right.
with Ruby Ribbon, we have supportive layers within the bras or the bralettes themselves to give you that support, and it supports your back. So without even realizing, you're sitting straighter, you're walking taller, because you're supported. You don't even notice that it's happening. You know, we help
Yes.
women that have all kinds of disorders or conditions. I'm drawing a blank right here, but it helps them when they're used to, like, fibromyalgia. When you have your flare-ups, there's nothing you can wear that doesn't hurt, right? There's
Mhm.
nothing that you can put on to make you feel better. And Ruby Ribbon, we have different examples and different layers of lift or support, or no lift or support, depending on how you feel for the day. And we also realize that your breasts are not twins. They may not be exactly alike. All
That's
right.
right.
So these products mold to your body. You do not have to mold to them. So,
Oh.
right?
I love that, Tamica, because that's where it's really made for you, instead of you having to adjust all of yourself, because you're unique in the way that you're built, and to have something that conforms to you, that puts you in the driver's seat, that empowers you. And I love that. I know for myself, like you were sharing, that support all around from front to back, especially when you're wearing the camis, because they come down right around your waistline and maybe a little below. And that support, that especially for women that have had children, that have gone through, having really big children, they have that extra skin on their stomach that holds that in and gives them the support that they can't have doing it on their own. Because I know a lot of women that have gone through working out and done the whole thing, and it's still there. And that just gives them that extra comfort, but also confidence too. The
Oh,
confidence that you gain off the
yes,
charts.
yes. And to be able to put on, so we're talking about the camis now, the camisoles.
Right.
So they replace your tank tops. You don't have to wear a bra and a tank top anymore. You can just
Right.
wear the cami. And it goes, most of them go a little bit past your waist, just a little bit past your waist.
Mhm.
So for those of us that have that little pouch from having children, it's perfect because it covers that up, and it smooths. So pants that I haven't been able to wear for years, I can put them on because they take off an inch or two off my waist, and the pants are so comfortable now. All right. And no pain. We know that there's other garments out there that they emphasize, wear these, you're going to look smooth, you're going to look tight, you're going to look good. And they hurt.
They do.
Oh, they hurt. I can't wear those. I cannot. I would rather be, bouncing around.
I refuse to wear them, because what is it doing to my lymph system? Even in my
Right?
legs, because even in your legs, you have lymph in your legs and your groin area. And if you're
Exactly.
wearing something that's really compressing and really you're like, that
Right?
again, here we are again, we're disrupting the lymph system, not allowing the body to move freely and having that lymph flow, like we're talking about, we're able to do with the Ruby Ribbon solution. So I love
I did
that.
forget to mention that one. So the garments are created to have breathing in them. So they have panels that compress and then panels that breathe. So you never feel like, what is it called? A busted can of biscuits, and you got that muffin top hanging over
Yeah,
there.
like you're in a sausage casing.
Right?
Right.
It's not like that, because you're breathing. It's like working with your body. You're breathing. So not only are you supported and you're held up and your back is supported and your stomach, lower back and your stomach is supported, without being in pain, that's the biggest to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's having the confidence, the comfort, and knowing that you're doing something well for your body while experiencing all of these other things. It really gives peace of mind in a lot of ways. Now,
that a
Ruby
garment,
Ribbon, huh?
I was gonna say, who knew that a garment could make you love yourself more?
Right. I love that, Tamica. I love that because in this society, in the US specifically, a lot of things are based on how you look, like I was talking about in the very beginning, and a lot of vanity, in my opinion. And it's all how you look. If you can be you, which is all you need to be because you're perfect just the way you are, but yet wear something that boosts your confidence and is still, quote unquote, acceptable in society, you're doing yourself a huge favor because you're allowing your breasts, like we talked about, to be in a natural state of rest. You're allowing them to have a little bit of bounce as well, which you mentioned earlier. You're also allowing that lymph to flow through evenly instead of having all that constriction and pressure. You're also reducing that heat because I also know with the Ruby Ribbon product that it has wicking in it. So it keeps your body cooler, especially in the summertime. We love that in the summertime.
Or when you're having those dreaded menopause hot flashes and your sweats just pour down. That wicking material will catch all that and it won't show in your clothes.
And that's a beautiful, beautiful solution because that can really be embarrassing for women, you know, that are going through that in their lives. So I love all of these amazing solutions that you're bringing to us with Ruby Ribbon. Thank you so much because breast health, for what I'm seeing out there, and I know you did the research as well, it's just not being talked about. So that's why I really wanted to bring you on here to really talk about what breast health is. And breast health, it starts with us making a decision to not conform to what we're told we need to be wearing, what we need to be thinking about as far as the vanity piece of it goes. And with the Ruby Ribbon solution, we're able to wear something that is definitely acceptable in society to boost your confidence. It's going to also help your wellness with your breasts as well. So that's the breast health piece of it, but it also gives you that confidence and it gives you a peace of mind as well, because you know that you're not only just physically looking well, you are well with the Ruby Ribbon solution and that support that you talked about, having that support. It's like someone actually having your back. They're giving you a little bit of support on your back by when someone puts their hands on your back. It's almost like that's what Ruby Ribbon's doing. They've got your back. They're giving you that back support. And I love that because I've had a lot of problems with my back in the past, and having that Ruby Ribbon on me definitely gave me the support that I needed, and most for me in my upper back. And I noticed a huge difference, and my posture has changed tremendously. Even the way that I walk, my husband has noticed like my gait is even better since wearing the product.
And you know what else is good about this product? They're pretty. All right. You can even wear them as outerwear. You don't have to hide them. We're not meant to hide who we are. You know, it's great that there's so many patterns and cuts and designs to fit you, who you are as a person. So again, it's for you and your body, and it develops for you. You don't have to fit into, this preconceived notion of what's good for us, So I always say, ladies, help your bodies, help yourselves, right? You're the one, nobody knows you better than you, and nobody's going to love you better than you. All right. Love yourself and love your body.
Wise words from Tamica London. Thank you so much for this amazing discussion today on breast health and Ruby Ribbon and what you brought to everybody today. I am so grateful and so thankful to have this discussion because breast health is so important to women. I just want to thank you, Tamica, again, so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I love listening to you. I love what you have to say. Keep on going, girlfriend.
Thanks so much, Tamica.
All right.
What an amazing discussion. Thank you so much to Tamica London for being here with us. we'd like to invite you to join us at htnforyou.com. That's HTN, the number 4, the letter U.com. That's where you can find out all things about wellness. And we'll also be posting some information there for you to look up Tamica London and Ruby Ribbon. We hope to see you there.